Hi everyone, this is Jeannie and welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to go through my armoire and share with you some of the blankets that I have. This red one is a crocheted or knitted blanket that my mother made, and I'm just going to put some of her things over here, and eventually I'll get down to the blankets that I've made and share with you. That's an electric blanket. I was just checking to make sure I had the parts in there, and I did. A dog bone that I keep stepping on the floor. This is another blanket my mother knitted, and I learned how to fold these blankets in a compact way on TikTok. So I have several of them stored in there that way. Another blanket my mother knitted. And the last blanket that my mother knitted for me is right here. She wanted me to finish it for her, so I did. And that's just a cozy 100% cotton blanket that I really enjoy using when I need it. This is one of the blankets that I made. This is crocheted. Can't remember the pattern, but it's a king size blanket that I used for years on my bed. And just another blanket from, I think it's from Pottery Barn, that my sister gave me one year for Christmas. And here is my crocheted blanket. It's just a single crochet stitch that I used some black yarn in between and kind of ruffles on the edges. I call it my Victoria's Secret blanket because it's pink and black. That was a fun one to make. It's very thick and heavy, so it's good to wrap up in when I'm reading a book. I should leave that one out. And here's another pink blanket with fringe that I made. I don't even remember the knit stitch or the crocheted stitch that I used. It was a long time ago when I made this blanket, probably in the 90s. And it has a lot of holes in it. It's the way the stitches are, so it's not real warm. But it's pretty, and I learned how to do that stitch. This is the very first blanket I ever crocheted myself. My great aunt in Michigan on my husband's side showed me how to crochet this pattern and in this stitch and crocheting also. So I made this blanket all the way to California from Florida, actually from Michigan to California. So it's a special blanket to me because it was the first one I ever made, taught to me by my great aunt in Michigan on my husband's side. This is just a blanket. I used up some yarn I had, and it's just white, just a simple crochet stitch, and I bordered it with a blue color that I had on hand, and it's pretty. It's warm. When you do a single stitch like this, it creates a heavier, thicker blanket. I've had these for years. They wash very well, dry very well in the dryer. And let's see, this is kind of an ugly blanket. I never really finished the trim, but I had to use up some extra yarn that I had, and I tried to make it go together, so I made that blanket. And this is the kind that I would throw into the car, and if I was going anywhere with the family, I needed to stay warm in the winter. But I kept it. I've given away quite a few of my blankets. And the last one is what I call my Israel blanket because of the colors. It's off-white or white and blue. And it has fringe on the edges. I also made a lacy crocheted kind of decor on the first part of it. I made it for my husband. He really does have a heart for Israel. We pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and I just made this for him. I really do name my blankets. So, the burgundy one, there are several that are around the house that I forgot to even go get to share with you, but I have a burgundy one, a beautiful one, and that's my retirement blankets, one that I made the year I retired. Now I'm just putting everything back. I'm sorry, I don't know how to fast forward the boring parts. Bear with me. Oh, I reached into my closet to share with you a dress I bought in the 70s. It's by a company called Gunny Sacks, and I wore this to church. Thought it was so pretty. I thought I was beautiful when I wore it, and it's so old-fashioned. I'm just showing you the label. I think it was like an extra small. But in this armoire, I have kind of my fancy clothes, my evening dresses. This is another 70s dress that I bought to wear to church. I think my husband bought this for me. I'm just showing you the liner. Very old-fashioned. I won't get rid of these two dresses because it's part of my growing up years. This armoire set that I have, along with the bedroom furniture and the dressers, they were built in the 1870s, and we bought this set when we were in California at a huge warehouse. Oh, this is my wedding veil, and I'm thinking to myself as I bring it out, why do I have it stuffed with newspaper instead of tissue paper? So at some point I'll take it back out and restuff it with tissue paper and just kind of figure out a way to hang it up. But it's very old. It's 51 years old. My mother bought it for me. I didn't really like it, but she bought it, and I'm showing you the satin ribbons. It was pretty when it was new. So, and later I'll just show you some of my scarves hanging on the side of this armoire. I can barely reach the top of it. I always use my step stool, but I have all of my coats, excuse me, hanging in there. And then I'm just going to put all of my blankets back in to the armoire. And later on I'll show you the scarves that are hanging to the right there. The armoire came with this kind of like a wire hook. It's all original. And I often think, who owned this in the 1800s and what kind of clothing did they put in it. Were they linens? Were they dresses? Were they delicate wares? I don't know. So thank you for watching. I'll just let this video go ahead and I'll put it out there. And thank you for watching. Happy New Year, everyone.